Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to the 330 Sports Show. Today is Tuesday, August 17th, 2021. I'm your host, Justin Coffin, and we are a Youngstown studio production. I'm going to bring our guests in after our Top 5 Tuesday. My Top 5 Tuesday this week is Youngstown Pizza places. Now, this is not theirs, this is mine, so I don't want to put words in their mouth, but I'm going to have them kind of critique my list, tell me what I got right, what I got wrong, or just their 2 cents on this after that. So it's going to be a father-daughter duo is going to be our guest. I'll introduce them after our video. So I'm going to go ahead and play that right now.
330 Sports Show. I just want to reveal my Top 5 Tuesday list. Today is Tuesday, August 17th. And we're going to have Youngstown Pizza reviews in here. Jeremy and Grace, and they have broke down a ton of pizza places. I don't want to put them on the spot with saying, oh, pick your favorite place. So what I did is I compiled my top 5 favorite pizzas, and then I have a bunch of honorable mentions because let's face it, in Youngstown, no pizza is bad. Even bad pizza is good, I guess, if you want to say it like that. Some places did not make my list. But I sort of compiled a top 16 list here with 5 standing out clearly as the best in just my personal taste. Now, everyone has their own personal taste. The cool thing about Youngstown is we're right smack dab in between Cleveland and Pittsburgh, but even more so, we're right smack dab in between New York City and Chicago. In New York City and Chicago, you can't get really much different on the pizza. In New York, you're going to get the thin crust that you can kind of bend in half. You can eat it that way. In Chicago, you're going to get the deep dish where you almost eat it with a fork and knife. So here is my list. I'm going to have them kind of analyze my list and see what they think. Again, I don't want them to have to, I don't want to put them on the spot and have them say, oh, well, this one's better than this one. So I just want to have them break it down. But here it is my top 5 pizza list for Youngstown, Ohio, or the Youngstown, Ohio area. So North Lima Pizza, awesome. It's like a mom and pop place. The owner's name is George, him and his wife. I believe his son even works there, but they are located on South Avenue Extension in North Lima, close to Sheely's. It's an amazing place. A lot of times they'll even sell out and they'll close down early because they're that good. So I actually like to get a mini pizza there with chicken and hot peppers on it, and their sauce is just out of this world. Uptown Pizza, located right there on Market Street for me. There's also another one in Liberty. That pizza is so good. The sauce is amazing. And it's just, it kind of reminds me of like pizza as a kid. It's just really, really good. Bella Napoli. Bella Napoli is close to kind of where I live in Canfield, and that's a great New York style pizza. The owners are awesome. I believe the actual owner is from Italy. They speak Italian sometimes in there, but it's legit, genuine Italian pizza. It's phenomenal. I highly recommend it. It's by Giant Eagle there in Canfield. Cornersburg Pizza. Cornersburg, I just had the most recently. Just so good. They're known for, their green peppers, but their crust is so good. Their sauce is so good. It's just, again, you can't go wrong there. And then a lot of people would say their favorite pizza in Youngstown is Wedgwood. Fernando's obviously in Austintown, but they have different branches all over the Youngstown area and Boardman and Austintown and again, all over, but their pizza is so good. And again, there is no bad pizza on this list. Every place is awesome. And I think the arching theme here is everybody that owns these places are great owners. They take a lot of pride in what they do. And, it shows in the quality of their pizza and in their work. And the cool thing is you could just, you could like all of these places, but maybe have a favorite that day or that night, whatever it might be. So I also wanted to list some of my honorable mentions. I just put these in alphabetical order. And again, you can't go wrong with any of these. So Avalon, Bellaria, Bruno Brothers, Coca's, Elmpton. A lot of people's favorite is Elmpton just because it's so unique. Gia's Pizza right there in Boardman is phenomenal. it almost kind of reminds me of like a personal pan pizza you would get at Pizza Hut when you were a little kid, and you'd have like that little bucket thing, a little bit better, but more individualized. Inner Circle, both Canfield and Poland are great. A lot of people prefer Poland over Canfield, but I don't really have a difference. I think they're both great. Rise Pies. Rise Pies is, no pun intended, on the rise. They're new, a new franchise, and they're starting to get more popular. They cook the pizzas in the oven there in 90 seconds. And it's an awesome thing. You kind of build your own pizza right there in front of you. Southgate and Westgate. Southgate is located on Southern Boulevard in Boardman, and Westgate is located, I think they have two locations, one in Austintown and one sort of by Western Reserve and Glenwood in Boardman. And then Yosteria is it's a different type of pizza, but it's really cool too. So I recommended any of those pizza places. Again, you cannot go wrong, but that is my list. And I apologize if I left anyone off, but I wanted to come up with my top 5 and then overarching top 16. So that's my list. Let me know what I got right. Let me know what I got wrong. Let me know what I left out. And yeah. We'll see. We'll see what they think, and we'll see what you guys think too. Thanks.
All right, we're back. So let me first introduce our guests. So I kind of teased who they were. I said it on the video there, but let's start with, and Jeremy, I had to Facebook message you because I told you, I'm like, I always refer to you guys as Youngstown Pizza Reviews or Jeremy and Grace. You go by Grace or Gracie?
Grace.
Grace, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So,
she's Gracie to me.
I just tell all my friends.
I feel like Luke and Isaac call you guys or call you that. So
some people do, some people it doesn't really bother.
Well, whatever. I'm gonna
She's
an
adult now. It's Grace.
Grace, yeah.
She's
and happy
Grace.
18th birthday.
Thank
you. Just had a birthday yesterday, so congrats.
Thank you.
But it's pronounce it for me.
Oclata.
Yes. Okay. Just so I don't butcher it, we get a
lot of people that want to add a vowel. Ocalata.
Mm-hmm.
That's just Oclata.
Oclata. Okay. So Jeremy and Grace, and that's probably the only time we'll hear your last name, but Youngstown Pizza Reviews.
Yes.
So first things first, tell us how you guys got started doing this. And cool, it's really cool as a father-daughter thing.
Yeah, so it's funny that you had North Lima Pizza up there as one of your top 5s. Even though it's a great pizza, it might not be our top 5, but that's actually kind of what started it all. We were hanging out with my brother-in-law at the time. He was living out in Columbia, and we were just talking about pizza, and he had mentioned if we had ever tried this place called North Lima Pizza because he hadn't tried it. And I said, no. I was like, we drive by it all the time because you can't miss that yellow building there.
Right.
And he's like, well, look at the Yelp reviews, and it had like 4.7, or it was a pretty high, or a Google review, not Yelp review, Google review. So we were like, we'll try it. Mm-hmm. So we just left his house one day, and on the way home, we called and we picked one up, and we just filmed ourselves eating it in our little back sitting area of our house, and just sent it to him. And then I just posted it on my regular Facebook page. We were trying to be Portnoy or whatever. It was just a joke kind of thing. And so I shared it on my regular Facebook page, and it got a fair amount of views from just my regular, Facebook friends. And then I can't remember. I think we were working from home because it was right at the beginning of COVID when this happened. So I was working from home, and it was a couple of days later we went and we just got Bruno Brothers for lunch. It's right down the road.
Sure. And
I posted another one on my page. Again, this was just messing around, me and Gracie messing around, and then it started to get a decent amount of feedback from my immediate friends, like, oh, it's so cute, you and your daughter have a good relationship, blah blah blah. So like after I think maybe one more, I was like, I don't want to just litter my page with a bunch of videos of us eating pizza if people don't want to watch it. I'm like, I'm just going to make this board basically. I'm just going to make this page, and we'll just put stuff on there, and if people want to watch it, they can watch it. And then actually Yosteria, that was the one that kind of took off. Like he had just opened up his pop-up shop in Cornersburg, which he now has closed, but because he has a spot down at Sleepy Hollow. And it was like the rage and like selling out in hours. And so I went and did that one, and it kind of that was the first one that really kind of went locally viral.
Okay.
And I'm like, oh wow, like this is kind of pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then, where it really sat home, I think it's like Mary's Pizza in Lisbon when we did that one, and like the owner like reached out after, like thanking us for like all the business that it pushed his way. And that's where it kind of started taking a form of just, it switched from a joke to, and this is kind of cool, we're actually helping these small businesses out, and especially at that time during the heart of the pandemic where everyone was struggling. So that's kind of like a quick backstory of how this whole thing started.
That's great. That's really cool. Like you had mentioned, you two, something you guys can do together. Yeah. You're also helping local businesses, and you're sharing out like positive information on these businesses, especially in a crazy time. So you probably just went virtual. I'm sure.
I was just,
And so tell us a little bit about you. Like you're going into, are you going to be a senior?
Yeah, I'll be a senior this year. So I'll be my senior year bowling. So that's going to be a big thing with my senior year, hoping to make it to state again.
Again.
Mm-hmm.
Third straight
year, hoping to bring home the state championship this year. There's nothing.
So it's the heart of every day opening the mailbox and getting
all the college
5-10 college pamphlets.
Oh, so, no doubt.
Yeah, so applications and stuff will be coming soon.
Yep. Do you have any colleges in mind right now?
My whole life I've always been a big Penn State fan.
Okay.
So that's always been like my top school. I'm looking at West Virginia right now, WVU. I'm still visiting different places. Like we just came back from Wisconsin, Madison. So I'm still looking around a little bit.
Okay. Very cool. How'd you like Wisconsin?
I loved it.
I've heard that's one. Obviously, I went to Ohio State, so Penn State, Wisconsin, a little bit of a rivalry. I have been to Morgantown, so all great places. But I've heard great things about Madison. But
I never realized Madison was surrounded by a giant lake. Like that's one thing that took me by surprise.
Yeah, I didn't know. We were coming in
scenic, but it's also a big city because it's the
state capital, right?
Which again, I didn't know. You think Wisconsin, you're thinking it's like a Penn State type country school, but it really is in the middle of the city. But it's also got a lake surrounding it, so it's kind of got that Wisconsin feel.
Yeah. Whereas Penn State is kind of out in the middle of nowhere.
It's literally farm and then bam.
Yeah, exactly.
Huge stadium.
But the cool thing, I'm not going to knock Wisconsin, but the cool thing, I guess, maybe just if you're sending your daughter away, is West Virginia and Penn State are about a 3-hour drive.
West Virginia's real close.
West Virginia is like 2
hour 50 from us in Boardman. Because you jump right on. So, and again, she was born and raised Penn State. I'm the blame. I'm not going to deny it.
That's all right.
So like her whole life has been Penn State. Penn State. But as you get closer, you start seeing those tuitions. Penn State tuition.
Penn State tuition is very high.
Yes.
And West Virginia reciprocates with Ohio, so you actually get in-state tuition at WVU. So
it's just like,
I think it's kind of leaning a little bit WVU this way, but she's never done the official visits yet, so she's still got
it's a state college, but when you live in Ohio, they'll get you a little bit more. So, but both great universities. Well, all three really. So whatever you choose, you're gonna make the right choice.
Yeah, exactly.
So, very cool. So, real quick before we get back to the pizza stuff, so bowling, you guys obviously were a dominant bowling squad the last few years. I had mentioned off air, I had had a few of your teammates. I taught them way back when.
Yeah.
But how'd you become a bowler, and like where did that love for that sport come from?
Honestly, it started because it just seemed fun. In elementary school, I did after school bowling up at Camelot Lanes. Like it wasn't like very competitive or anything like that. Like they did like few tournaments and stuff. So I started in like 4th grade.
Okay.
And then I did it all through middle school. And then I realized that there was like a bowling team like in high school. So I was like, oh, that'd be cool to like do like a sport in high school. So I joined the team, and then that's like when all the competitions and stuff started. And even in my 8th grade year, I'd always wanted to win one of our tournaments, and I'd finally won my first like single tournament title, and that was cool. So then when I finally got into high school, it got like very competitive, and so I just started playing more like in high school, and that's just where it just keeps getting more like.
And for those that don't know, the Boardman bowling program is like the top of the line bowling program. I mean, I'm not just saying that because that's where she goes.
Sure.
Like when they walked in the tournaments last year down in Columbus, like people would turn around and like you could see the defeat.
It's like,
in
oh,
their
Bournemouth's
face.
like,
oh,
The bar is
damn it,
raised
Bournemouth's
high.
here. And,
Yeah.
and yeah, like I can't remember what tournament that was, but they were late getting there.
no, it was, I know what tournament it was. It was the G-Men Classic. We were like 5 minutes before the tournament even started. And the team we ended up playing in the championship when we won, their coach came up to my coach at the end. They're like, yeah, when you guys walked in, he looked at the girls. He's like, this is who you're going to have to beat if you want to win.
Mhm.
Like
You just see like
people are just like, man, like I didn't know they're going to be here.
That's
like
awesome.
that's like the coaches are like, that's probably who you're going to see at some
Before
point.
a big match, because I know how this works in certain other sports, but when it's an individual, I know it's a team sport, but it's an individual sport. Do you get excited or do you get nervous before like a big match?
I am more excited. I don't really get like nervous as much anymore. Like even like that's what we kind of talked about. Like before state this year, none of us were really nervous at all because we went the first year and we kind of got like the feel of it all. So like none of us were like, we were more like excited, like, okay, like let's get this thing done. Like even like, cause we just know like all of, like the potential, like, and stuff that we have, like, we know that we're like super talented when we're like on our like, so we get more excited. We're just like, let's see what we can do, like bring this thing home, and more instead of like, oh, like we can't lose, like, we're so good we can't lose. Like we're never really like that. We're all more like just pumped up, like let's get this thing done.
That's great.
It is kind of the definition of different mind frames for these last 3 years. So there's Gracie's sophomore year. So this would have been Lexus's and Fatima's junior year. That was their first year at state, and they were all underclassmen, no seniors. So they were like just so excited to go there. Then last year, so it was being Gracie's junior year, and they had a very strong senior class, Lexus, Jocelyn, Hibbert, and Fatima, like a strong senior class, and then these three strong juniors.
Yeah.
Like they had this upperclassmen class, so they were like the favorite and the feared team.
Okay.
And so they didn't quite win state. They finished fifth. They went from 10th sophomore year,
So
fifth junior year. So the math equation goes to one this year.
Yeah,
hopefully.
right.
But now this year, it was kind of like as soon as like last year was over, it's like, oh, this was our chance to win state. We had this strong senior and junior class. Now I told her, like, now is where you kind of, oh, you don't think we could do it this year now? Like they still have a very strong senior class, and they have a couple very strong freshmen coming in. So it's like a different mind frame other than like last year, like, okay, we could win state.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't think we can win state again? Like, you still don't think we're, do you get what I'm saying? It's like a different mind frame you got to put yourself into in sports.
Absolutely.
So now I think this year they kind of go in like, don't forget it. Don't think we can do this.
We're still here.
Like
we're still here.
What's an average score for you?
My average this year, I think, was around 170.
Wow.
I think for my whole season, but more recently, I would say 175, 180s.
The goal this year is to be over 190. So.
What's your highest?
My highest game ever is 256.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Okay.
What was it? Front seven?
Front seven.
Straight.
Yeah.
I've never broke 200. I got 196 one time. That was my all-time high. And I walked out of that bowling alley. It was it no longer even exists. It was Jillian's at the time in the Southern Park Mall. And I walked out of there and I bowled a 196, and I felt like I was like king of the world.
Never bowl again. Just end it right there.
Done. But that's very cool because bowling takes a lot of discipline. It takes a ton of practice, muscle memory, all that stuff. Do you do the whole spin stuff?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I've never.
I actually
never
just got a bowling ball.
Yeah, she's got a bowling ball today. The science of bowling I never knew about. You're like me. We go, you have a couple drinks, you track the ball down the lane. But I never knew nothing of oil patterns and different balls for different patterns, and then switching balls if the oil breaks down. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
you're speaking a different language to me.
No clue. A spare ball, a certain ball just to throw for your 10 pins.
Just for one pin, I have a specific
So you have a lighter
ball.
ball and a heavier ball?
No, they're all the same weight, but like the way that they put the oil down the lane, sometimes it's like only part like of the lane, but then sometimes it's a complete lane, which means you need like a different ball so it'll hook more. It's just So I have like a bunch of different balls.
Okay.
Imagine if you're looking at a bowling lane. So whenever you see these bowlers, you see them go outside and then it hooks back in. That's because the oil is lighter on the outside. It's heavy in the middle. So they have these reactive balls, and they throw it on the outside. It hits that drier part and it kicks. Yeah, like I knew nothing about it. I just thought
I didn't know anything really until like 2 years ago.
Yeah, no, that's great. That's great. I've learned more in this like 5-minute conversation about bowling than I ever knew.
So when they go to state this year, maybe we'll bring the whole team on your show.
Yeah, exactly. Very good. And that's bowling's a winter sport, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, we'll have to keep in touch, and then you guys will either zoom you in or bring you back in, and yeah,
it'll be fun.
All right. Very cool. All right. So let's get back. I want to get back to my list real quick, and I'm just going to do the top 5, and you guys. I'm not having you rank them. I'm not doing that because I'm not hurting anyone's feelings or doing that. I just want you guys to tell me what you think of my list. So let me just read.
We have scored each one on your list. So
so I think we can do it.
All right.
Well, technically, we didn't score Wedgwood, but it's Wedgwood. Everyone knows Wedgwood's
exactly.
Wedgwood.
Whatever. Yeah.
And is there a difference between like the Austintown Wedgwood versus the other branches, because that's the original?
Less than most.
Okay.
I think Wedgwood is pretty consistent. Where a Cornersburg, if you don't get the Cornersburg, I think there's a huge difference. But I think Bowden and Wedgwood, Austintown is obviously the OG and the best. It just is. I'm from Austintown. That's my place.
And Fernando's still cranking it out there too. Huh?
But I think the Boardman holds up well with Austintown.
Agreed. All right. So let's hear your thoughts real quick on North Lima Pizza. You said that was the very first one you kind of ever did. So tell us a little bit about that one.
I wasn't expecting it when I had it. I really liked it.
Yeah, we both really liked it. In fact, I think I said that it kind of reminds me a little of Wedgwood a little bit. But yeah, we loved it. It was a destination pizza, which is a score over 8. So yeah, we loved it. Again, I don't know if I'd have it on my Mount Rushmore, but it's an unexpected treat.
Yes.
Okay. And well, tell us a little bit about the Wedgwood, since you said that's the OG. And
it's the OG.
We haven't officially done anything with it yet.
The reason that we haven't officially done it, like if you go to our page, you won't see like a lot of, like we haven't even done Uptown, even though it's my favorite of all time. Like, and the reason is Wedgwood doesn't need a push.
Right.
Right. Do they really need business thrown their way?
When I have friends coming in from out of town, they always know Wedgwood, or that's their go-to if they're going to order one. It's usually Wedgwood.
That's even our cousins.
They will do an official review there, but that's the reason we haven't really done it yet. Like I like focusing more on the places maybe you've never heard of to try to get you to go there.
Okay. And you had mentioned Uptown. That was like your favorite as a kid.
That's his favorite,
so
even now.
Tell us what makes Uptown unique or special to you.
To me, it's all about the sauce at Uptown. But the background with me in Uptown is when my mom was pregnant with me, she grew up in Boardman. That she ate it multiple times a week. That was her craving. The whole time she was pregnant with me. So that's what I always say is that it was
ingrained in your DNA.
It was born. Their sauce runs through my blood. So I'm partial. Yeah. Very partial to Uptown Pizza, but I think their sauce is the best sauce. I've ever had personally.
Yeah, no, I agree.
But she doesn't really care. Like, she don't think it's bad.
I like it, but it's not my favorite.
Okay.
It's not a favorite.
Now, do you guys? I've seen a handful of your reviews. I haven't seen them all.
Yeah.
Do you guys ever tend to disagree?
Oh yeah,
all the time.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd say most of the time we're on the same page, somewhat.
Sometimes it's just certain things that he likes and I don't.
Yeah.
It's just that it will be like, yeah.
Well, and a lot of times people will say your taste buds change every 7 years or so.
Without a doubt.
So when you're younger versus when you're, a parent, an adult, when you're a mom and his age, you're probably going to have different tastes and you might like a certain thing better than.
Yeah.
Now, do you think any of the, like for an Uptown, let's just go back to them. Do you think that has a nostalgia factor too? Or is it like, it's...
I do think it has, with me anyway, because that's like, I'd be eating that pizza my whole life. But getting to know other Youngstown Pizza fanatics, I'm not the only one that thinks that.
Okay.
So Uptown has this like cult following. Okay. And if you're an Uptown guy, it's Uptown.
Yeah, and I like how simple it is in there. The box is different. Pizza's their main thing, obviously. So, okay. Bella Napoli. So your guys' thoughts on Bella Napoli. That's kind of, like I said, that's kind of more my go-to because it's location-wise. And I love the owners in there. They're like legit Italian. They're just cool people, so friendly. So what's your thoughts on Bella Napoli?
I love the New York.
Or is it Napoli? I don't even know.
We always say Bella Napoli, but we don't know.
I've heard both. So
have we.
Okay.
I can't say for sure we're right or you're wrong.
Okay.
Don't.
No clue. No, I liked it. We liked it. Again, we scored it pretty well. For me, the New York style pizza around here, I'm a Brothers Pizza guy.
Okay.
Just looking at your list, you definitely need to go out to Trumbull County.
Okay. Trumbull County.
Yeah.
Yes.
Brothers Pizza to me is
Brothers.
the best New York pizza around, but Bella Napoli was really good. And
Okay.
again, the owners, if you just read their Google reviews, you can't go a couple without seeing people telling a story about the owners.
Where's Brothers Pizza at in Trumbull?
Cortland is
Okay.
the
All right.
main one.
That's a destination,
that's the
but
good one.
it's worth the trip then.
I
If
do-
you like white pizza, it's the best white pizza
Okay.
I've ever had in my life.
I do have to say Bella Napoli. It's good though for my mom because she is a celiac and she loves their
Yes.
gluten free.
Okay.
So shout out, Mom.
No, that's good. And that's got to be tough.
It is.
With-
It's gotten
Because
easier.
we're-
Gluten-free stuff.
Yeah, but I think over time, like more people are getting into like the gluten free options.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
hopefully,
one day
Hopefully.
soon we're going to do a gluten-free month maybe
Yeah.
to spotlight the best gluten-free pizza.
Every now and then I'll get a gluten-free pizza from Rags Pies. And they they give you that option when they're making the pizza. And to me, I don't really notice a difference. It's,
Well, especially a thing like Rise Pies where it's that thin kind of cracker
Mhm.
crust almost. It's easier to hide the taste.
exactly. That's a good point. All right, let's go to the last one on my list, Cornersburg Pizza. So when I got Cornersburg Pizza last time, I actually got it from the Boardman location. You think you got to go to the Cornersburg place.
Have you ever had the Cornersburg place?
It's been years because I actually grew up in the Cornersburg area in Boardman, but I have not been to the
Yeah.
Cornersburg one in a long time.
I think there's a big difference. I'm not saying that the Boardman one isn't good pizza, but it doesn't taste, in my opinion, like the original Cornersburg pizza.
Okay.
I think there's a difference.
Okay.
So
Okay.
in my opinion, you have to go to the original Cornersburg, and it was a Mount Rushmore pizza for me until I had Yosteria. Yosteria had knocked it off. But
Okay.
yeah, so it's a top 5 for
And
me.
that was Yosteria used to be right up in that same area, wasn't
Yeah.
it?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, it was right across the street there. I can't remember what that plaza is. Pine Street Plaza.
I
I
don't
could be wrong.
remember.
I know Bo Pelini is a big Yosteria or
Yeah.
Yosteria guy.
We
I
love
think I
Yosteria.
pronounce it wrong. But
I'm pretty sure it's Yosteria. but-
Yosteria. Okay. And I know
It
it's
does.
a big Cardinal Mooney. I think it's a Cardinal
Yeah.
Mooney guy that owns it. And,
Alex Zordich.
is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So I know, the Mooney people especially. Love
But he
it.
just opened the spot right down here, right in the Sleepy Hollow area.
Oh,
He bought.
Okay.
Again, I don't want to give the bad information, but I believe might be like his grandparents' old house or something that
Okay.
reminded him of his grandma's old house, and has like a pizza truck in the back, and he wants it to be like going back in time, and you're going into grandma's house to eat pizza
That's
because
awesome.
he makes wine too. So he has his wine down there now, his Jovino wine, which is very, very good also. So it's
Okay.
kind of a cool little vibe down there in the Youngstown area.
All right. I'll have to check that
Yeah.
out. That sounds awesome. All right. So let me ask you guys this. So we'll just do a quick, do you prefer thicker crust or thinner crust?
Thicker.
I would probably say thicker.
Okay.
I'm not. New York style isn't my go-to style.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
No, that's
I like a
understandable.
thicker. And again, I think Youngstown Pizza at its core is like in between New York and Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Graphically, we're right in the
where
middle.
I'm at. I
Kelly
like that.
Pavlik actually said that when we were eating pizza with him, and I thought that was like a perfect analogy.
Yeah.
He's like, we're right between New York
Smack
and
dab in the
Chicago,
middle.
so it's like
That middle.
the middle of the road thickness. Yeah, so
That makes
yeah.
sense. That's kind of why I think I like North Lima and Cornersburg, because that is kind of right in the middle, at
Mhm.
least in my opinion.
And I think that the reason we go thicker here is it's the Rust Belt. It's blue collar town, so
Mhm.
you need to feed a family of 5.
That's a good point.
Back in the day,
Yeah.
with a tray of pizza from
Yeah.
Wedgwood, so you can't get some thin, thick.
Sure.
That's not going to do anything if you have 3 kids running around. And,
Right,
so I
right.
think that's where the Youngstown style came from.
Okay.
You have to feed a family with this thing.
No doubt. No doubt. I'm not a fork and knife deep dish
Oh,
Chicago
no.
pizza.
Oh, yeah.
That's just not my style. I like to fold it and, do
Now,
the whole-
Emmanuel's is very good though if you do like that style.
Okay.
There's a spot called Emmanuel's Pizza on Mahoning Avenue on the west side.
Okay.
And that's, to me, I think it's the best Chicago style around here. A lot of people partial Sunrise. They think Sunrise and Warren, but I really like Emmanuel's in Youngstown. On
Okay.
Mahoning Avenue.
Now, you guys, tell us a little bit about some of the stuff you did earlier. Now, I know YSN did their bracket, and you guys
Mhm.
were on with them. Do you know who ended up winning that bracket?
Mary's Pizza.
Mary's Pizza.
Yeah, and it was funny when I was I was talking to DJ Oakley. He had me on kind of going through his bracket and kind of like you did, even though you didn't ask us if you're missing anybody. We could get to that later.
Oh yeah, no, believe me, that's on the list. But, we're getting to that.
And we kind of went through. He was just pulling names out of hat. He had seedings on there, but it really wasn't legit seedings. He just threw numbers on it.
Sure.
And I remember he asked me who I thought the dark horse was, and I mentioned Mary's Pizza in Lisbon. And he's like, really? Like, he's from out that way, but he's like, you think that they could stand toe to toe with the Wedgwoods and these big time Youngstown pizzas? And I said, you don't know how crazy they go for that pizza out there in Lisbon, and they dominated that bracket.
Interesting.
Dominated, because I remember messaging him like, what's the voting looking like when they were getting down to like the 8 and 16? And he's like, dude, you're right. There's no way Mary's is losing this, just because he could see the numbers each week, and Mary's was just slaughtering everybody.
That's interesting. Yeah. What makes them so good or unique or different?
I think it's the sauce.
Yeah, I would probably say
they put
the
sausage
sauce
in their sauce,
which I usually don't like sausage, but I love that sauce.
And it's also Ohio Valley Pizza, which I knew nothing about when we started this.
What is that?
So they don't cook the cheese. They take the pizza out, which is crust and sauce, and then they put the cold cheese on top of it. And we've had pizza in East Liverpool. That's the only one we've ever really trashed. We trashed this pizza when we had it out in East Liverpool. Because we got this pizza and it was like cold cheese, and we're like, what is this? And it tasted like cafeteria. We hated it. We destroyed it, and we got all kind of hate for it, but it was fun.
Whatever.
It went viral. But Mary's does that, but they close the box and let the cheese melt. So it's still melted, but it's not cooked.
Interesting.
That makes sense.
Yeah. No,
it's a thick pizza. It's a sweet sauce, and you either love it or you hate it. But more people love it, obviously.
Yes. I told you, I had never even been to Lisbon before a week ago, and I went to Numbers Brewery, and I saw Mary's. It was unfortunately closed when we were leaving, but you have piqued my interest.
I'm telling, like, if you look at our views, it's not even close. That's the most viewed video we ever did. I think it's over, and if it's not over 40,000, it's close to it. Like, and the next closest one is like maybe 16,000. So it's
our biggest.
Not even close.
Oh, that's great.
Blew it out of the park.
That's great. And like you said, a couple of the businesses were thanking you guys for what you were doing, and I think that's so cool. Yeah. Talk to us a little bit too about why in the car. You're eating the pizza. Why, like some of your guests, talk to us a little bit about some of that stuff.
I don't even know why we do it in the car.
I really don't know.
I do know why we do it in the car, because you could hear us in there. We don't have fancy machinery. Yeah. Like this is all like so cool. Like we come in here like looking around like, oh my God.
Well, if you ever want to bring pizza down and do a show down here, we will not turn you down.
But like we just I prop my iPhone up on the dash and we just talk, and you could hear us in there.
Mm-hmm. I think it's more genuine.
I think it is too.
I think it's genuine.
And I think
it's cool.
The thing with us doing it like right away when we get the pizza, it's still like fresh and hot.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Because it just depends on where you are. Because sometimes it might be a little drive home for us, so it might not be as good as like when you first. Tried it.
Yeah, like we tried one time. We were up in Detroit area and we got a pizza and we tried filming it in this restaurant. It was a loud restaurant. You couldn't hear anything. It was like
So it's like you see you eating it, but you can't really hear the comments.
But so I'd like to say that it was like strategically done because we think people would like it in the car and it's more. But that's the root of it. We don't have fancy equipment. We just use an iPhone and you can hear it better. And I think it works. Like even when I think it works when we bring guests on. Like we just had the Vindies on, and like I just think it works. It's just cool sitting in the car. We had Andrew DePaulo on. He jumped in the back seat, and
I think that's so cool. Like I just watched your Vindies video yesterday, and I didn't see it, and I just like you're bobbing your head and like just hanging out, and then all of a sudden the snap and they pop in the car, and like I mean, how cool is that? You know?
And what's funny is it's like an easy sell to get people to come on. Like I remember we had just started it, and like the first one I wanted to do just because it was like the heart of the campaign season. I'm not saying I could care less if you're a Democrat, Republican, or whatever, but it was campaign season, and Tim Ryan was up, and I'm like, oh, it'd be cool to have Tim Ryan on to eat some pizza, and like send him an email, and like within like an hour or two, I got a reply like, oh, he wants to do this. Like we're nobody at this
Did
time.
you talk to the MLO bros about that?
I did. They're still trying 2 years and they can't, or a year and a half. But it's like we were nobody at the time. Like I don't even know if anyone knew who we were. We had just started, but people, it's different than what people normally get asked to do. Hey, you want to come sit down in our car and eat pizza with the dad and his daughter? And they're like, yeah.
That's just so cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I think like, you know, whether, you know, like you had mentioned your mom with celiacs and stuff like that, but like there's still gluten options, but everybody likes pizza.
Yeah.
Like even if it's bad, it's good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
And you cannot pinpoint a better location in the country for any type of pizza you want.
And to be honest, I was more surprised that nobody had done it yet.
Mm-hmm.
If that makes sense. Like even when we started this, I'm like, well, I should probably get a website. I don't know. Should I get a website? I'm talking to my social media guy I work with at my real job. And he's like, yeah, I mean, websites are where you get some traffic. So I'm like, I wonder if Youngstown Pizza is available, youngstownpizza.com. And it happened to be available. And he was in the office with me and he said, you should buy that like now because they have these bots, you know, and they see someone search for something and they go and buy it and then try to sell it to you. So I hurried up and I bought it right away. But then I started looking and you could just name a city, akronpizza.com, cantonpizza.com, mansfieldpizza.com, and they're all gone. And for some divine reason, Youngstown, which is the pizza capital of the world to a lot of people, was miraculously available for $15 or whatever. I ended up buying the thing. You know, I can't remember how.
That's so cool.
So it's I was like, man, maybe this is like.
Well, I have not checked out. I have not checked the website out yet, so
it's a work in progress.
So that's all right though. So, but remind us what it is again.
Youngstownpizza.com.
Just youngstownpizza.com.
Pretty basic.
All right, very good.
Yeah.
Simple is better. Simple is better. All right, so let's get to the ones I left off my list. Okay. And you know, you don't have to rank them or anything like that, but plug some of the places that I missed.
Who did he forget, Gracie?
Either one of you guys.
Who did he forget? The huge emission.
St. A's Bistro.
And okay, and you know why I had to admit them? I've never had it. Never had it. It's in Struthers, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so
Jimmy is our guy.
Personally, one of my favorites. One of both of our favorites.
And the MLO Bros favorite.
Okay.
Yeah, MLO Bros too.
Very nice.
Just an average dude slinging pizza in the side of the St. A's Society bar.
Okay.
Club. He slings pizza in this back little corner. Oh, it's
awesome.
So good.
So good.
All right.
So good.
All right,
that's
Jimmy,
my guy.
I will get there at some point to check that out.
Yes.
So what makes St. A's?
The crust.
The crust is so good.
Oh, it's so good. His crust is so good. And he's just a good guy.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
He's bailed me out so many times. Like, I remember Andrew DiPaolo sent me a text one time because it was National Pizza Week and he needed something to do on a Friday. And I'm like, let me call my guy. You know, and come on down. Then tomorrow morning at 5 a.m. I'll be here. You know, so
that's awesome.
Jimmy's just a great guy.
Okay. And I think that's a lot of the times, obviously, you enjoy the food, you enjoy the taste of it, but what keeps you coming back a lot of times is the people that own it and run it. So
100%. If you walk in and they're just D-bags, you know, you're not going to go back. And like,
exactly.
Who's this guy?
Exactly.
You know, but the thing I've noticed is that's never happened to me in Youngstown. Any of these pizza shops, I've never gone in and gotten bad service. And this is even before we started this page, because now we do get recognized sometimes when we go in and they know we're there to do their pizza. But even before this, like, have you ever walked in Wedgwood Pizza and gotten bad service? I'm sure it might have happened to some people here and there, but
I've only been to the Boardman location to buy the pizza or pick it up, and every time I've been treated great. So
I mean, like, it's very, it doesn't happen much.
No.
Not much at all.
No,
again, I'm not saying that people might not have had their orders wrong. I mean, that's just, come on.
Right.
That happens.
Yeah. I mean, it's never going to be perfect, but, you know, they do a great job with customer service, especially. All right.
But that's an emission.
Oh, good. No, go ahead.
Yeah.
I was going to
letting you off the hook too.
No. I was going to ask you one more.
Me personally, I don't think I'd have rice pies on my list. I think it's a good option and it's a quick option, but the crust to me is just kind of basic and cracker thin. I do like that they use the Vernon's hot peppers and the meatballs.
Yeah,
so the toppings are good. I just think that the crust is kind of basic. That's for a Youngstown pizza.
I do buy that. It's like an extra buck or two.
You get the bigger one?
Crust. Yeah.
Fair enough.
So.
And like I said, I think you need to venture out to Trumbull County. Because Brothers Pizza.
I got it written down right now.
Sunrise is like a nostalgic place.
Is there a Sunrise in Austin Town as well?
There was. It closed.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So Sunrise. And
That's a good one. Columbiana in general, Mary's. Obviously, we talked about Mary's is like probably the first one you should try of all of them.
I think I've had ours pizza too.
Ours is good.
Like Our Daily Bread or something like that.
I don't know what the background is. It's right there in the center of Columbiana.
Yeah. Okay.
Who else? Is that Key Emissions?
Yeah,
Okay.
I would think. Sure.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
I mean, there's so many in
mean,
Trumbull County.
yeah.
Pizzeria Brandolino's another really good one in Niles.
I'm gonna write St. A's down
Marie's
too.
and Columbiana.
Marie's Pizza in Columbiana is a good one, but yeah, St. A's and Mary's.
Yeah,
would be
those
the
are two.
Okay.
But everyone else on your list is top notch.
Okay.
Like, yeah, you have all the staples on there.
Everyone knows I love Bellaria, so that's up
Mhm.
there for me.
You talk about differences in taste. Elmpton's probably the biggest. I love Elmpton. She doesn't like it.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's our probably big opinion. I personally.
She don't like
Interesting.
peppers and sauce, and they put peppers
yeah.
in their sauce.
And it's thick.
thick.
too.
They use Swiss
Yeah.
cheese. You don't like Swiss cheese.
I don't like
Okay.
Swiss. It's just that's what like
It's
that's
not
where
straight Swiss. but
that's
they
where
put it
our
in their
main
mix.
difference is. Like it's just things I don't like peppers and sauce, but like he loves it. Like
Yeah.
that's our main difference. But if it's just like straight pepperoni,
You don't have
What?
where do we Tim Ryan?
oh
Oh my god, I'm brain
Why are we-
farting right now.
brain fart.
It's all right. It's all right.
We'll think of it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You can come back to it if
Yeah,
you
I'm-
just shout it
Complete
out.
brain fart. And it's
well,
a super
we'll
popular
find it.
place out there in
We'll think
Trumbull
about it.
County.
Okay, it's in Trumbull County
Yeah,
now.
Trumbull County
He's
in
a
Holland.
Howland guy,
Yeah.
isn't he?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah. All right. Well, Tim, if you're out there, write in and let us know if you're watching. Okay, so let me ask you a couple either or pizza questions now.
Okay.
So you guys both prefer like the in between crust, you said.
Yeah.
So how about sauce? A lot of sauce or a little bit of sauce?
Tons of sauce.
A lot of sauce.
Yeah,
Same here.
you can't have too much sauce.
And I think like a lot of the pizzas I tend to like, I'm not like a dessert kind of guy, but the sweet sauce. I feel like
That's a Youngstown. Like we're very
Oh,
sweet
is it?
sauce around
Okay.
here. Yeah.
Okay.
Like that's why I get kind of I like some now when I go to a place and it's not real sweet because it's
Mhm.
different to me now. But yeah, they like putting sugar in sauce here for
Interesting.
sure.
Interesting. Because I feel like some places you go, it's like legit spaghetti or marinara sauce,
Mhm.
whereas other are like thinner and but I'm with you guys. I like thick sauce. How about what's your best pairing with pizza? It could be
I don't know.
how about
Pizza
best
wings.
Oh yeah,
Pizza
pizza
wings,
wings.
yeah.
Yeah.
when people get breadsticks, which I get, but it's a little redundant.
There's a little too much carbs.
Yeah, it's a lot of carbs.
Yeah, pizza and wings.
Yeah, it's probably. Oh, I mean, obviously Penguin City beer
Yeah, exactly.
is the
Penguin,
best
yeah.
pairing possible.
Yeah, and
with
our
pizza.
neighbors down here. Hopefully, let's get you guys and Penguin City Beer. We'll do a show down here
I'm down.
when they open
I
up
love
their
Rich
new
and Aspasia.
brewery.
You've had them on your show, right?
Mhm. Yeah, great people.
They're awesome.
Mhm.
They've been huge supporters of ours.
That's
Since
great.
we started this page. I
That's
reached
so
out to them
awesome.
for their. We did this huge holiday giveaway in December. I don't know if you were with.
Yeah,
like-
the 52 gift cards.
yeah. I mean, it was 4 weeks, and every week we were given thousands of prizes, and they were like the first ones that were like, heck yeah. And again, never met them before in our life, but they just heard pizza, beer, pizza. This works
I mean,
great,
Mhm.
and
What? Yeah, that's
yeah, and then like
combination.
we just hit it off. They're doing huge things for this area,
Mhm.
and like they're
I'm
just
so
the
excited
perfect
for that
people.
warehouse to open. It's going to be
Yeah.
so
Mhm.
great.
Yeah,
We're all
we
super
we
excited.
couldn't love them more.
It's great. Now, as an 18-year-old, what's your combination of beverage with your pizza?
She's like pizza and beer.
I don't know.
I mean,
Going to
No.
college next year.
I mean, yeah,
Um,
she's with that.
I mean, it just like pop.
Yeah,
I mean, there's nothing really.
I hear. No,
Yeah.
that's fine. That's fine. Okay.
Probably
All right.
wings though. I mean, it's I think
What
Pizza
kind of
wings.
Pizza and wings.
What kind of wings?
Which place or like what
What
flavor?
flavor? What flavor?
Oh, we always do like
Just buffalo.
buffalo,
Okay.
mild.
Okay. Barbecue?
He
I
doesn't like.
like-
I like
I don't do
barbecue.
I like to sometimes dip the pizza in the barbecue
Oh, see, I've
sauce.
See,
He
the thing
doesn't-
that gags me is the people that take the buffalo wing and then dunk it in ranch.
Oh, yeah.
It's disgusting.
I'm not a ranch dressing guy. So, all right. So let me ask this: what is next for you guys? What's on the horizon?
So there's something on the horizon. I can't really get too
Yeah, we
much
can't
into
get-
details yet. It's been a slow process because it's backed up.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to give too much away.
Yeah, that's
but,
fine.
Yeah.
That's fine.
there's going to be something coming up, hopefully in the next couple months. That gives back.
Okay.
Let's just go there.
Okay.
You could kind of read between the lines if you
Yeah,
want,
yeah,
but
no,
just
that's
kind of
great.
waiting on the federal end.
Well, yeah, understandable.
State end is done.
Okay. Okay.
Read between the lines.
Yeah. Well,
But I don't want to get into too much details of what it's going to
want to release the
Yes.
details, you have a free outlet to come on and share. So please let us know.
That's on the horizon, and obviously, we always look for recommendations.
Okay.
Every like Golden Dawn's opening up again, and we're getting a ton of people that's reached out to us about that. I've never had it.
Okay.
So like,
Okay.
any small shops around town, we don't mind driving 45 minutes.
Okay. Now, if there's someone out there, now I'm sure if it's a pizza place, they know who you guys are already. But let's hypothetically say, a mom and pop shop that maybe doesn't get much notoriety, maybe sees this. What's the best way to contact you guys?
Just shoot us a message.
Okay.
Yeah.
Facebook
And know that
or
we don't
Instagram.
expect free pizza. We never take free pizza. I pay for every pizza we ever eat. I don't think it's right. That's not what we're about. We have had, I will take that back. One guy, our buddy Nick Turco's Pizza in Newcastle, which is one of our favorite pizzas ever. It's like old school Italian. He's like, you're insulting me if you don't take, like, I'm like, dude, I don't want it. He's like, you drove all the way out here, but I don't like taking free pizza from
All
places.
right.
So,
Well, but what you
just
guys
reach out
do-
to us.
Okay.
And we'll, what the heck? We'll go eat your pizza.
Yeah.
It's a good gig.
How?
Sure, we'll come eat
Yeah,
pizza.
I guess pizza. Come on. How often do you guys get pizza on average?
Reviewed or just to get it on
Just
average?
Just to get it.
Every couple weeks.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh,
we don't-
a couple weeks. You're not even a
we
once a
don't-
week.
We don't. It depends because we get burned out on it.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like
It just
when
depends.
in
Yeah.
December this past year when we had that contest, so it was a 4-week contest, and we were going live on Thursday. So we had to eat pizza every week. We had a pizza we reviewed, and then we went live on Thursday with Penguin City at a pizza spot.
We were
eating
kinda-
pizza. Like we ate so much
It was
pizza in
Burned out a
December
little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
that it burned it out. And as far as reviews, I mean, once or twice a month, we don't want to run out.
Sure.
You don't want to just go out and do every pizza and be done in a month or two. And with that being said, we've done damn near 40 pizza shops already, and I feel like we haven't even
Scratching
have a
the
bunch to
surface.
do.
we just scratched the surface. It's
That's
crazy
great.
how many pizzas
Yeah.
we
When
have.
you guys get your pizza, do you get the same one at every place?
Yeah. Do pepperoni.
Do pepperoni? Okay, that's the most popular topping. I
Yeah,
would
that's
say.
my favorite. So
We've had people say, "Oh, you should just get cheese," but it is what it is, man.
Yeah,
That's what we
exactly.
pepperoni pizza.
Pepperoni. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on. Okay. All right. Very good. So when you guys, because I know you've been everywhere over the last couple of weeks. Where, like, when you guys go out of town, you had mentioned Detroit earlier, and New York and stuff like that. My favorite place to get a pizza in New York City is called Patsy's Pizza.
I've heard of Patsy's.
It is, to me, like, I'm not knocking anywhere else I've ever had, but that is the best pizza I've legitly ever had
Is it
in my
thin?
entire life.
New York style?
It's legit New York style. They bring it out on that huge. It's like a show. It's a
Yeah.
production, but they put like basil on it and stuff like that, and it's legitly just. Again, I'm not knocking any place because Youngstown has the best pizza, but to me, for a destination pizza, that's my go-to. How about you guys? When you go to places, are you searching out pizza places?
I tell people we've been reviewing pizzas since she was a baby.
Okay.
Like a little side thing that we've done through her whole childhood is we visit presidential grave sites. It's a little hobby that we do, and then the reason we started doing it is A, I'm a history nerd, but B, we didn't have a lot of money when she was born. Starting out, young couple, and you could drive to all these places. There's so many.
Yeah, in Ohio, what the
founding
7?
fathers. I think it's 7. But even
Okay.
if you just think the founding fathers, the New England state,
Sure.
like you could drive to
Mhm.
Virginia and Pennsylvania, Indianapolis, all of these places. So, and again, not a lot of money. If you're taking weekend trips, what are you going to get?
You're gonna get pizza.
You're going to get pizza. You're not going to go out and 5-star dine.
Right.
If you're trying to just get away for a weekend. So, yeah, we've always, searched out pizza spots. And so that's why we could say without a doubt that Youngstown's top of the line as far as pizza around here. I mean, you have your Detroit, which is great pizza.
Mhm.
New York obviously has great pizza. Chicago, if you like deep dish. New Haven, we haven't been to. That's where Portnoy
Connecticut?
says is the
Okay.
pizza capital of the world. That's
Okay.
his number one, but it's razor thin also.
Okay.
But yeah, we definitely try to hunt out pizza spots. But I'd say my personal favorite is probably that I've had so far is Detroit, but we haven't done the big time New York pizzas yet.
Okay.
But we will.
All right.
We will be.
My
2
recommendation then to Youngstown Pizza Reviews is Patsy's Pizza for sure.
We'll look at it, but we got to do Prince Street and Bleecker, John's of Bleecker. Which
Okay.
are like the two big time ones.
Okay.
We'll be there.
Okay.
We'll be there in 2 months.
Yeah, her big 18th birthday.
Very
Yes,
nice.
was a trip to New York to see Hamilton, so
Yeah.
Pretty awesome.
we'll definitely get down there.
Pretty awesome.
Yeah,
That's
for
great.
sure.
All right. Let me, before we switch, I'm going to have, probably, I'll keep you guys for about 15 more minutes. If
We
you're
got
all
nothing
right.
to do. We're off
Okay.
all week.
So, you guys, we're going to talk about the haunted house thing you guys are doing tomorrow night in a couple minutes. And I'm going to throw some pizza trivia questions at you guys. So you guys did that. You and Joe and the MLO bros, you guys did that haunted house, and that was in Canton, I
Yeah.
A
believe.
little outside of Canton, yeah.
Okay. And you had a weird experience.
Yeah.
Tell us what happened.
So
Dad of the year here.
yeah,
Hey, you're with her though. You're
No.
not sending,
I
you
really-
weren't there?
I was in the building. but-
Oh, okay.
yeah, they were in a separate room. Don't let them.
Okay.
They weren't near me. So we did a thing where everybody went individually. So he went individually, and then Luke, the MLO bros, like he went individually. Like we all did our little thing. So I was terrified. I don't do scary things. Don't like to be scared at all.
Okay.
So before nighttime, whatever, we walked through the whole building, and I was like, they had like this kitchen, like diner area, like restaurant area. I was like, oh, this is cool. And
Yeah.
like they were talking about how there was like a girl ghost, like a woman. And I was like, oh, like maybe I'll go there. Like, maybe she won't try to do anything.
Yeah.
I'll be fine. So I was like, okay, like they were like, where do you want to go? I was like, oh, I'll go in the restaurant. So they sent me in the restaurant, and we had our little like devices and things and such. So I set up the camera. I was like terrified. I didn't want to by myself anyways. I didn't even want to be there. I was so scared.
So I'm like, here, I'm going to go live. You could
Yeah,
be scared
so
live so everyone
scared
can watch.
live. And so I was just sitting there, and they're just, I didn't really know what to like. I was like hearing things. I was like, I don't know. And they're like, oh, ask questions. And then like the one question that like I like freaked out was like, oh, like, do you like pizza? And then like all of like the devices just go like sparking
Started
up.
going crazy.
And then I was like, if
So-
you don't like pizza, stop. And it just like stops
like
immediately.
instant.
Like,
so
instant.
like
It
all
was-
these ghost hunters, we were this group of the Tri-C ghost hunters. Like they like saw this.
It was
and,
just
like,
I had one small device at first to walk in, and it was like going crazy like when I was just like sitting there. So then when they started seeing like that it was like
she was
actually
getting a
happening,
reaction.
they brought like all of these devices and different
They're
things,
like,
and I was just like, what is
Oh
happening?
my god! It's like she's got something. Like they somehow that she's connected in here, and I'm like, oh shoot, this is getting real. Like
Yeah.
So
right.
and then even
So we just left her alone,
yeah.
like
So
any
that-
good dad would do.
And even the one like device, like they did this like experiment kind of thing. Like they're like, this thing like barely goes off. Like we've never really had it. Like, and it went up a couple like levels, like the different colors like pop up.
And you
in
don't
the
think they
device.
were messing with you, right?
So and then they did an
Because we were all in the room with them.
and we did an experiment. Like, did somebody walk over? Like somebody just walked over, and like that's what set it off. And they did that experiment, and it didn't go like at all.
Yeah.
So I don't
Did
know.
you-
Now, I'm not saying that they have their tricks, maybe, but
We don't know.
I
Did
don't
you have
know.
any weird
It seemed-
feelings or like when you said you were hearing stuff, like what do you mean?
So like there's a kitchen like attached to that. You just hear like things like kind of falling and like
Okay.
things like hitting and
Okay.
like I don't know.
No
Just-
voices or sound?
I
like-
never had any
Okay,
voices.
okay.
No.
No, I will say because it was like an abandoned, used to be like a hotel area in the top.
Yeah, it was like a train stop. People would sleep.
And so, like I said, we would each go up there for like try to make 15 minutes by yourself in this dark corner of
The
this
dark corner
abandoned
was-
hallway.
Okay.
And it was
Abs-
eerie.
Terrifying.
And I will say, like, I was sitting in this room and then I got up and I walked into another room and I remember just saying, like, oh, I don't like this room.
Yeah.
You just
you
had
know,
that weird
like, you
feeling.
kinda
like
like-
an uncomfortable feeling.
Yeah, I don't like this room at all.
Okay.
I'm not going in there.
Didn't I end up sitting in there after?
Yeah, I think I sent her in there
Now,
after.
do you guys
It's like, Gracie, go
do
in
you
the room.
believe in ghosts?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
I think there's definitely something.
Yeah.
All right.
I
So,
think so.
that was a prerequisite question for my next one. You guys are going, and we talked off air, to the home of the Shawshank Redemption, but is it the Mansfield Reformatory?
Ohio State
Reformatory.
Reform.
Ohio State Reformatory
Yeah.
in Mansfield. MLO Bros, Joe's going, Lucas is going, and you guys, I'm not sure who else is. A couple other
They had
people.
a contest. So
We had a raffle, and I think it's
a mom and her daughter.
Okay.
son.
Or son, yeah, mom
Okay.
and son.
All right. But you guys are going to be, I know MLO Bros will go live. I'm sure Joe and Lucas will go live. And what's your thoughts heading into that? Because that's tomorrow night.
Yeah,
I'm terrified.
I'm kind of scared of this one because this is like known as the most haunted place in Ohio. Like there's like discovery shows on this place and like professional ghost hunters that have gone in and there's even photos of there's a room called the chair room apparently.
Yeah, this is what I
There's
don't
like
like.
this chair in the middle and it'll like if you like move it, then you go back and it always ends up in the middle. And there's pictures of people that have sat in this chair and gotten scratched. And like you can see scratches on their shoulders and stuff.
They
like
are
that.
like 99% of the time women.
Yeah. and it's
So
usually
I'm
them.
probably going to get scratched.
Because they say it was a male inmate prison. So they say what
yeah.
the ghost hunters say is.
So yeah, once again, the 18-year-old innocent.
Well, there'll be a mom there too, right? So you won't be the only female.
That's true, but
Yeah, we'll probably leave Gracie there alone for an hour.
no.
Make good television.
No,
I was-
I've been to Alcatraz, but it was like
Yeah, we went.
it was like the first thing in the morning. It was like 9 a.m. So I had no like spooky, and there's people all around. So are you guys are going in there? It's at night, and I mean right away that multiplies the fear level right away.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like
So-
anyone could go there and do tours during the day, but you have to pay a pretty decent penny to get this. We basically have the
Renting it
entire
out.
place to ourselves. 250,000 square feet, I think I
Dear
heard,
Lord.
of an abandoned prison.
Yeah.
And you just have the whole place to yourself at night till 3 in the morning.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
It should be pretty
if
terrifying.
you guys make sure to follow Youngstown Pizza Reviews, make sure to follow Youngstown Studio, make sure to follow MLO Bros because they will all be putting this video out, and that would be Wednesday the 18th,
Correct.
tomorrow night. Now, side question, we'll go back to the pizza real quick. Since it's in Mansfield, do you have a pizza place mapped out that you might hit?
Mansfield actually has great pizza, believe it or not.
Okay.
I'm not going to remember the name. It's like
You
the
learned that
Leaning
on
Tower.
mansfieldpizza.com.
No, believe it or not. My other job, I travel for work, and we have a store out in Mansfield. So I was out there, and I was just kind of Googling one day.
Yeah.
And here, there was some listing. They had like 3 of the top 10 pizza spots in Ohio listed on this list.
Okay.
I can't remember the name of the place, though. I think it's like the Leaning Tower of something. It's this old abandoned, it's like an old pizza shop, like down in this alley. Yeah, we'll definitely grab some pizza out there.
Well, I'm excited to check in on you guys on tomorrow night. So it's gonna be very, very, very interesting. I think.
Shout out to your shirt too, our buddy Matt at Youngstown
And
Clothing Company.
Matt's phenomenal. Youngstown Clothing Company.
Got the Youngstown Clothing Company
That's
right
where I
now.
got
And Matt
Got the
might
hat.
be coming down to get that shirt because I told Grace before the show started I wanted that shirt, but it was all sold out. But
Yeah,
you guys
there's
said there was a bunch.
pretty
So
stocked up right now.
I think eventually we're gonna have like how they do the Youngstown Flea. We're gonna have you guys down there reviewing pizza. We're gonna have Penguin City. We'll do some shows down there. We have such a cool collection.
Oh, it's
of
awesome. And
talent
everyone
and pizza and beer and just people around Youngstown. It's awesome.
and everyone seems to like have similar personalities. Like everyone we've met, Lisa and MLO Bros, like everyone's just like.
Well, I mean, the coolest thing I think about you guys is you're genuine, and you can just tell that you guys get along. That's one of your cool hobbies that I'm sure you have moments like.
Yeah.
And I have a daughter, but she's only 2, but she definitely has her moments with me. But
I always like to take any chance I can to embarrass her.
Yeah, exactly.
Drop some dad jokes.
You handle it well, though. You handle it well.
I try.
But make sure you check out Youngstown Pizza Reviews on Instagram and Facebook. You guys aren't on Twitter right now.
No Twitter, no TikTok or any of that.
Yeah, that's all right.
Maybe one day. I don't know anything
Facebook
about that.
and Instagram are probably the friendliest of the two.
Yeah. Facebook, we seem to definitely have the most interaction. I think it's just the demographic that follows us is like mid-30s to 50. The dads and the moms.
A little bit of
it's an older generation.
Yeah. So, but that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Everybody eats pizza, no matter if you're 1 or if you're 101. So, All right, let me throw a couple pizza trivia questions at you
Okay,
guys.
I'm a little scared about this one.
And
We never
yeah.
claimed to be professionals as far as the history of pizza, but
I
maybe
mean,
we know more than we know.
I have no idea on some of these answers before I looked them up. So, all right. So traditional flatbread is considered the origin, the origin of pizza. So, in what country did the original flatbread come into play?
I mean, I feel like this is a trick question.
It's not. I feel like
It has to be Italy, but I
I
feel
don't
like
think
this is
it
a trick
is.
question.
It is not
yeah.
Italy.
Flatbread. Any thoughts?
Pyramids?
Egypt.
Wow.
Really?
That's
Yeah.
insane.
I would not have
Interesting.
picked Egypt.
How many slices of a lot of these questions are ridiculous. I'm just going to throw that out there. How many slices of pizza do Americans eat per second?
Man. 100. That's probably way off.
You have a guess? I'm going to say he's
Probably high.
a little low. He's
Oh,
a little low.
Wow.
450.
You're close. 350.
Wow.
350.
That's insane.
How
Wow.
many acres worth of pizza do Americans eat per day?
1,000.
Go back to your original
100.
100.
Okay.
100 acres worth of pizza.
Wow. That's
All right.
enough.
What percentage of Americans actually eat pizza once per month?
Oh, I'm gonna say high. I'm gonna say like 90.
I don't know if
Five.
it'd be quite that high.
No, I'm gonna say high. I'm going.
I'm going to
95.
say she's very close.
Wow. I was going to say in the 80s. Yeah, 93.
93 is
All right.
exactly right.
I wouldn't have said that.
According to this
initially.
study.
Okay, you wouldn't have said that.
Yeah, you would have got that.
Okay.
All right. So the most expensive pizza in the world is called Louis VIII pizza. It takes 72 hours to prepare. How much does a single Louis VIII pizza
I feel like I've
cost?
seen this somewhere. 1,500.
Oh.
Is that a slice or a whole pizza?
It's a whole pizza.
Oh, that's probably way more than that then.
If you think it's expensive, I'll say 3,000.
10,000.
12,000.
What?
I was
For
like,
one
12,000.
pizza?
For some reason, I thought I saw $1,500 a slice somewhere. That's why I got
That's
that
probably
number.
where.
Mhm. I'm going to throw this one's an easy one. You guys already know the answer. What's the most popular pizza topping in the United States?
Pineapple. Is pineapple on your pizza? I don't know.
Pepperoni.
Pizza topic.
Pepperoni.
Oh, I thought I said topic.
Like
the most
I'm
topping.
sorry.
No, topping.
sorry,
I
I
was
thought you
like-
meant like what's the most popular topic?
I was like, what are you
people
talking about? Definitely
No,
not
no,
pineapple.
topping, yeah.
All right, so since you guys get the pepperoni on each one, what's the second most go-to since it's pepperoni?
Sausage. It's got to be sausage.
It is sausage. Very good. Let me see. I don't like this one. Okay. What is the most popular day of the year to order pizza in the United
For the
States?
day of the year.
I would say Sunday just because of football.
It is on a Sunday. There's a specific
No.
Super Bowl
Sunday.
Sunday.
Super Bowl Sunday.
Yeah.
You guys are good. What month is a National Pizza Month?
January.
On here it says December.
Oh, National Pizza Week is January.
Okay. Yeah. Credit. You get credit. All right. The oldest continuously operated pizzeria in the United States is located in what state?
New Haven, Connecticut.
I was saying New York.
You're both in the. It says Trenton, New Jersey. Papa's
Okay.
Tomatoes Pie.
Ah, okay.
Okay.
Mm.
In 2006, Christian Dimitru set a world record for the number of pounds of pizza
Oh my
eaten by
God.
one person in a single week. How many pounds of pizza?
Oh God.
It's the same as I weigh.
Huh?
It's as many pounds as I weigh is how many pounds this guy ate in one
How-
week.
Oh, in 1 week. I was
1
like
week.
a day. I'm like, how the hell? 100 and I'm gonna say you're 205.
I am 200.
Okay.
I probably am 205, but that's good. All right, this one.
Man, I should do the carnival ride. That was pretty spot on that.
Which of the following condiments is common for the Japanese to put on their pizza? Or give me a random. You most likely would have this in your refrigerator. This condiment. The Japanese put on their pizza.
God, if you say ketchup, I'm gonna throw up.
Is it ketchup?
It's grosser than ketchup.
Mayo.
Mayo. Yeah.
Disgusting.
Agreed. All right. Let's see. There's a pizza museum located in America. In what city is that located in? It's a big city.
Yeah, the two that jump out would be New York or Chicago. So I'll say New York City.
I'll say Chicago.
Philadelphia.
Oh,
neither.
really?
I've been to Philly multiple times. I never knew that.
I never knew that either.
What is the most popular pizza topping in India?
In India.
You eat Indian food.
That doesn't mean I would know.
Tofu.
I don't know.
Chicken.
I was gonna say chicken, but oh, tofu.
Makes sense, I guess.
Interesting. All right. Yeah, let's skip that one. All right. Which famous actor got his start as a pizza delivery driver?
Wow.
I feel like I've heard.
He was in Caddyshack. He was in
Chevy
Ghostbusters.
Oh, Bill Murray.
Bill Murray.
Yeah.
Bill Murray. I did not know that.
I didn't know that either.
True or false? NASA funded and tested a 3D printer that could make pizza for astronauts. True or false?
That sounds too absurd to not be true.
It is true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you made that up on a fly, that would have been impressive.
How many? This is a weird one, or this kind of higher than I thought. How many pounds of pizza does the average American eat per year? Not 200.
No, I would say 50.
37.
23.
Okay.
So probably in Youngstown, it's probably
here around
37
Yeah.
to 50. What is the most popular day of the week to order pizza?
Isn't it?
I would think
I would say Friday.
Friday or something.
That's what I would have thought
Sunday.
too. Saturday.
Okay.
Saturday.
It's still got to be linked to football. I mean, it goes hand in
Yeah.
hand.
What type of pizza cheese accounts for nearly 80% of cheese production in the United States?
Mozzarella.
Mozzarella. That was easy. All right. On average, how many? Now I know we don't deal with the big chains, but on average, how many pizzas does Domino deliver worldwide each day?
Wow.
Each day.
It's a nice round number. I'll just say that.
You think?
500,000.
Oh, that much? Wow. I was gonna say 100,000.
1 million.
I almost said a
What?
million.
1
I'm like, that's what
Yeah.
I don't want to sound
Wow.
ridiculous.
What pizza ingredient is 94% water?
Dough.
Not dough.
95% water.
We don't.
It's a well, I guess it's a fruit.
Tomato, the sauce.
Tomato.
Okay.
Yeah.
You went down to the core ingredient. Okay.
Which group of comic book superheroes is known for its
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
What's your favorite one?
I don't even know if you
I don't
really
even
watched
know.
it. I was a Michelangelo guy.
I was-
Yeah, me too.
But you ever get the homage shirts?
Oh yeah.
They have
yeah.
a cool Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle line
Yeah.
with pizzas and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Very good. Very good. So you guys gave us a ton of knowledge. I appreciate you guys coming in.
Yeah, no problem.
And when you want to, when you have your next unveiling for your big thing, let us know. We'll promote it. We can hopefully get it out there for you. And
Heck yeah.
Awesome.
Maybe you could jump in our car one day and eat some pizza with us.
yeah, if you guys ever want someone to just call me up. I'll eat pizza with you guys anytime. So
Nice.
I'll be very happy to do that. So Jeremy and Grace, thank you guys for coming down. We really, really appreciate it. And I've got some new pizzas to try in the
Heck
near
yeah.
future here.
Heck yeah, man. Appreciate you having us down.
Absolutely. Anytime. And one more time for anyone that wants to get in touch with you guys, what's the best way to get in contact with you?
I mean, honestly, probably Facebook messaging on Youngstown Pizza Reviews on Facebook, but youngstownpizza.com is our website too. There's a link in there to email us. But yeah, Instagram and Facebook is the best way.
All right. And they put a ton of great content out there. So make sure to check them out. They do a really great job. And I mean, it's pizza. For God's sakes, who doesn't like pizza? So.
Exactly.
But thank you guys. Lucas, we're going to switch over to our headlines right now and go to that video right now.
Hey guys, I wasn't in studio last week and I wanted to run down a few headlines that I missed from last week and a couple things that were newsworthy that happened over the weekend. So I'm going to start with Coach Bobby Bowden passing away. He absolutely was a legend of his time, and one of the greatest football coaches in the history of college football. We all know him from Florida State, and he made a legacy there. And I will say, my mom and I were privileged to have probably about a half-hour conversation with him at Dick Vitale's house down in Florida. He was being honored at a cancer research event gala, and he just would make you feel like you were the most important person in the room. He talked to you just like you were the only one there, and you could see why his greatness translated to being a head coach. He was just a fantastic human being, and he will be sorely missed. So I just wanted to make sure I acknowledged his passing, and what a great coach he was. So rest in peace, Bobby Bowden. You will be missed. Staying with college football, the preseason top 25 was released. The usual suspects are at the top here at the list, but the Buckeyes will start the season at number 4 in the Associated Press top 25. You can see there Alabama, Oklahoma, Clemson, and Ohio State are in the top 4, Georgia rounding out the top 5, Texas A&M at 6, Iowa State at 7, Cincinnati at 8, Notre Dame at 9, North Carolina at 10, and Ohio State's probably biggest opponent on the schedule is the University of Oregon. They will come to Columbus September 11th, and that will actually be a noon game. The Buckeyes and Ducks' second game of the season. So you can also see the Big Ten is represented by Wisconsin at 12, Indiana at 17, Iowa at 18, Penn State at 19. No Michigan on this list, no Northwestern. They did receive votes, but they are not in the top 25 to start the season. And top 25 polls are kind of a guessing game at the beginning of the season, with no teams actually competing yet on the field and no preseason college football, obviously. So it's a guessing game, but it kind of gives you a good barometer of where a lot of people think these teams may end up, or where they will end up towards the end of the season. So that's a look at that. I have to talk about the Field of Dreams game, which happened in Iowa this past weekend. It was a Thursday night. FS1 or Fox did the game. It was so well done. It was amazing. And I hope I know they're going to do it again next year. I believe the Cincinnati Reds are going to be a part of it. I'm not sure the other team, maybe Chicago Cubs, but this was so well done. The New York Yankees and the Chicago White Sox, and they had the players come out of the cornfield, and sort of like the movie, the 1989 movie, and just amazing. So well done. The actual field that they filmed on is a couple hundred yards away behind it, and Major League Baseball deserves a tip of the cap for coming up with this and doing this, and hopefully they continue this each and every year, because it was so well done. The White Sox had the lead most of the game. The Yankees came back with 2 home runs in the top of the 9th, and then the White Sox walked it off with a bottom of the 9th home run by Tim Anderson. But the game lived up to the hype, and I think it was the highest rated baseball game in the past 16 years, I think I read. So well done, Major League Baseball. And you put on a show in Iowa, the first Major League Baseball game ever to take place in the state of Iowa. And I gotta give Kevin Costner a shout out. I mean, the dude is a true movie star. And I put on here, Kevin Costner has some serious balls, because he came out by himself with a baseball in the cornfield, 8,000 fans in the stands. 8,000 doesn't sound like a lot, but when it's you walking in by yourself and 8,000 people are looking at you, I mean, the guy has some serious balls. He did not break character. He looked so stoic, and then delivered an amazing speech, which introduced the players and the teams, and well done. And I just love the quotes from Field of Dreams. Like the one constant through all the years has been baseball. The famous James Earl Jones quote from the movie. Well done, again, Kevin Costner. Well done, Major League Baseball. Chicago White Sox and New York Yankees deserve a round of applause too, because that was awesome, and it was the coolest baseball game, outside of an Indians game that I've seen in a long time, and honestly, probably the best baseball game I've seen since Game 7 of the World Series in 2016. I want to give this kid a quick shout out. His name is Ben Diebler. I do not know what team he plays for, but I saw this going around on Twitter this past weekend, and it just says, like I wrote, shout out to this kid who wrote in his bio that he has a crush on his teacher. So, and it just said, "What's up, Miss Stevens?" So Ben Diebler, tip of the cap to you. Well done, son. Good job. This past weekend was an awesome weekend at the amphitheater down in downtown Youngstown. If you weren't able to be there, it was really, really cool. So 5 world champions hail from right here in Youngstown, Ohio. 5 living legends: Harry Arroyo, Jeff Lampkin, Ray Boom Boom Mancini, Kelly Pavlik, and Greg Richardson. Not to mention, I believe a 1968, I want to say, gold medalist as well from the Olympic Games was in attendance for this event as well. And well done by all the people that put this on. I was not able to be there, but I was able to hear some of the clips and see some pictures, and it was really well done as they dodged the rain, but put on a good show, and a lot of people came out to give these champions the credit that they deserve. I also missed talking to you guys last week. I wasn't able to be in the studio about the Hall of Fame game that was in Canton. And how cool is it that the first NFL game every year, right here in the 330 in Canton, about an hour drive down the road, you get off on 77 there, right on the stadium, and Tom Benson Field, just so cool. Home of the Canton McKinley Bulldogs. But I want to just take a quick moment to say congrats to the 2020 and 2021 class. Obviously, last year there was no enshrinement with the COVID protocols, but 2020 class included Jimmy Johnson, Cliff Harris, Steve Atwater, Isaac Bruce, Harold Carmichael, Donnie Shell, Steve Hutchinson, Edrin James, and Bill Cower. The 2021 class included Drew Pearson, Tom Flores, led by Peyton Manning, John Lynch, Calvin Johnson, Alan Faneca, and Charles Woodson. Charles Woodson from Fremont, Ohio, up in the Bowling Green, Toledo area. So pretty cool for all those guys and for all the fans that were able to get out and celebrate them. Next, we're going to move on to the current NFL headlines, top 100 to 40 players. I'm just going to go through this list real quick, but Jarvis Landry cracks the list at number 94. He has made this list for 6 straight years. Coming in at 90 through 81, a lot of Tampa Bay players. You got Chris Godwin, Shaq Barrett, Tristan Wirfs, and just a lot of loaded talent here. But Tampa Bay is going to be a tough team to deal with this year based on their talent. And we got a real quick going back to that, a Buckeye at 86 there, Marshawn Lattimore, first Buckeye to crack the list. Now 80 through 71. We have Baker Mayfield making his debut at 71. So he's pretty far up there. We got another Buckeye at 72, Michael Thomas, one of the best receivers in football, and very, very talented list. So Baker Mayfield making this list is a credit to him. He had a great end of last season. He is looking for a big payday, and we'll see if he gets it. Josh Allen just got his. And Baker Mayfield in that same class, him and Lamar Jackson look to cash in soon. But Baker Mayfield leading the Browns to their first playoff win in forever, since 1994, in the playoffs for the first time since 2002. So credit to Baker Mayfield and the Browns. 70 through 61. We have another Buckeye on here, Chase Young. And looking through this list, I mean, just a ton of studs on this list and a lot of great players. And then we're going to finish it off. We got 2 more lists here, 60 through 51, a couple more Buckeyes on here. We have Cam Hayward, defensive end for the Pittsburgh Steelers, and we have Corey Linsley. Corey Linsley is not only an Ohio State Buckeye, he is a Boardman Spartan. A lot of people consider him the best center in the NFL, and he just got paid like he was. So congratulations to Corey Linsley, Cam Hayward coming in at 60 and 57 respectively. And then finally 50 through 41. The top 40 is going to come out this weekend. We'll update you on that next week. So how many Browns are going to make this list? That's a big question there. So I see Christian McCaffrey there at 44. Will Nick Chubb, Nick Chubb's got to be on this list somewhere. Browns have a ton of offensive linemen. Will John Johnson III make it? How far up will Myles Garrett be? Will Denzel Ward make the list? So a lot of good questions coming up, but wanted to update that list. So again, 40 through 1 will come out this weekend. We'll update you on that next week. This was, for me, the coolest headline of the weekend. So NIL has been a big story around college football, name, image, likeness. And I want to give a shout out to the brand Built. Built Brands gave every player on the BYU team basically a sponsorship. So any player that was on scholarship received a $1,000 name, image, and likeness little bonus, which was cool. But this brand, Built Brand, which is a protein bar company, picked up the scholarships for all the walk-on players for each semester they are with the team. And I just thought, that that deserved a shout out, because that was an amazing thing. And this is the awesome side to name, image, and likeness. This is, this could really change the course of these players' lives going forward. As we know, most players are not going to make the NFL, especially a walk-on player. And if they're paying for their tuition and, maybe racking up some debt, this could cancel that out and this could really help them. So I just thought this was well done. Congratulations to those players. Built Brands, you are a phenomenal company. I'm probably going to look into you guys and order from you now. So well done. Good job. And hopefully more companies can take the lead that Built Brands took as well for these players to step up, and not just football, for softball, for swimming, for lacrosse, whatever it might be. Awesome job. Well done. And you can say Built Brands was the pioneer for this NIL. So those are the headlines for Tuesday, August 17th, 2021. We'll be back on Thursday with more news, notes, headlines, and Steve Leslie will join us for a breakdown of the top high school football games as high school football kicks off on Thursday. We'll see you guys then.
Thank you for listening to this show on Youngstown Studio. If you like our programming, we invite you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow our Facebook page, or subscribe to your favorite podcast platform like iTunes or Spotify. This is original Youngstown content, and we would appreciate you sharing the videos and the word about us.